Yeah. All right, man. Community check-in. You good, fam? Let's get it started, man. Get it started, man. We got some special guests coming through. As you can see, I got my little assistant here.
Wu-Tang's for the kids.
Yeah, man. Let them know, man. Wu-Tang is for the kids, without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. We got our peoples coming through right about now. We're going to set the week off nice, get our mind right, have some good conversations, keep that community connection alive, keep it going well. Yes, sir.
Morning,
Salute. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, fam. I got the braids wrapped up today. I'm gonna rock the afro for the day later on. You know what I mean?
Jeez.
Yeah.
This guy got an exclusive do-rag, man. Like, it's crazy to see the evolution of do-rags over the years, man. That's looking fly right there, man.
Trust me, fam. I know do-rags is probably something like back in your times when people was wearing it. You know what I'm saying? People see like not even do-rags, bandanas, right?
Right. Exactly.
They're like, oh look, yo, that dude's wearing a bandana or whatever. Now we're getting do-rag bandana drop straight to your door. What's going on, man?
What's going on, guys? You good, fam?
Salute, man. Yo, we good, man. We good now, man. We got you here, man. You always bring the positive energy, the vibes, man. So we have
Right
you. Yes, man. Mr. 5 more.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say Wu-Tang for the kids, eh?
You already know, man.
Wu-Tang's for the kids.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Right. Start him early, you feel me?
Yes, sir. Represent.
100.
Absolutely, man.
So, yo, fam, you're in the dojo right now, Salim?
I am in my office. Yes,
That's what's up.
I'm in my office, where all the magic happens.
Absolutely.
Non-stop, man. Always on the grind. Always working, man. Always
Yes,
working.
sir. Good morning.
What's going on,
What's up,
gentlemen?
your boy?
It's popping.
Peace Kings.
How
Blessed,
you
yo.
feeling?
Wonderful, yo. I'm wonderful.
Salute.
Glad to be with y'all today.
Jeez, got the fresh
up,
braid
you know
up.
what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
You know, look good, feel good.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Yeah.
True indeed,
Salute to
man.
everybody joining in the chat. You know what I'm saying? You're good, fam. Top of the morning, right?
One's
Right?
pulling up.
What's going on?
Hey,
There you go.
Who's in here, yo?
Did anybody get a workout in at all this morning? Anything at
No.
all active?
Not yet.
No, after this.
Jeez. Okay.
well, you're gonna have to give us some of those examples from like the last session, man. You know what I mean? Like real simple but real practical.
Yep.
Love
For
that,
sure.
man.
You try to do it now or at the end?
We'll get into it. Like, we'll do like a bit of a check-in, see how, everyone's feeling. You know what I mean? I know we got some people joining us. Big up to everyone who's on the call right now. I'm trying to, do this wave thing, acknowledge everybody who's jumping in. But in the meantime, man, if you all want to let us know what number you're at, as we always start off with our check-ins, scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not so great, 10 being amazing. If you want to let us know your numbers in the chat, man, that would be blessed, man. We want to keep this interactive. We want to keep this inclusive. And as much as we're facilitating it, like you guys are also part of it, the participants as well. You know what I mean? So go ahead, man. Let us know how you're feeling in the chat. But yo, with Salim, man, you're a special guest. Let us know how you're feeling on a scale from 1 to 10, man. Where you at on the scale?
Scale from 1 to 10. Honestly, I'm feeling a good 10 today. Good 10 today. Smashed the leg workout. Absolutely killed it. We went harder than usual today, and then we went for a run right after. So I'm feeling like a beast. I'm feeling really in control of my life right now. The week just started. I already feel like there's good things are gonna come from this week. Stocks are going up. Everything's going good. Everything's going good today. Started off good.
I appreciate that, man. Peace.
I love it.
Yes, Don.
Project, how you feeling?
Well, I was gonna ask Don, but okay, I'll jump into it.
All right.
Yeah, man. I'm definitely at a 10, yo. I feel good this morning.
Come on.
This guy kills me with the camera movements, yo.
Come on.
Shake it up.
Yo, but a 10 shakes the room. That's what it does, yo. 10 shakes the room.
Yeah, man. No, I'm feeling blessed. You know what I mean? I feel just motivated and just excited for today's conversation. You know what I mean? And I have my little one with me right now because it's March break. Well, April break.
April break.
I got pushed back. So she's chilling with her Wu-Tang sweater, represented.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling good. But Michaela, how are you feeling right now? 10. What you gotta say that a little louder though.
10.
Hey.
All right, man. Well, she's a 10
Let's go.
And why are you at a 10? Because what? You don't know?
Because her dad is awesome, obviously.
There we go.
There you go.
That's what's up, man.
That
All
was-
right, yo. So, yo, Mars or Don.
Don, take it away, my brother. How you
Yo,
feeling?
I'm gonna keep it rolling, fam. I'm a 10. I'll give you guys the 10.
Yeah.
I'll give you guys the 10.
Hey.
The
Honestly,
energy's high, man. The energy's high, yo.
honestly, usually I try and save some space to up and up, you know, but I'm starting at a good place today, you know, like I had a really productive weekend. I told you guys I've been working on my project, on my course. I'm got that done.
Congratulations.
Sure, congrats.
Congratulations, man.
Good for you.
Congratulations to what?
Accomplishment. I've been working. I've been trying to, you know, make sure that's done. So that's out of the way. I love that feeling. I can move on to some new shit. I've cleared some space in my head. So now I have more space to add shit in there. And I just, you know, I really, I feel like, you know, when the bad stuff doesn't come to your head immediately, that's usually like when you feel the best, right? So like I don't
Good
want to
sign.
like stay too long searching like how do I really feel, you know what I mean? Because just off a whim, you know, I feel really great, you know, so I want to rock with that.
Very well said. And yo, fam, congratulations to yourself for finishing that. You know what I mean?
100%, fam. That's love, yo. Honestly, I've been mentioning it to you guys, you know, as a way of keeping myself accountable. I feel like when we speak our goals out loud, then other people are kind of looking at us weird when we fall off the track.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was part of my routine to keep me like on point, stay focused, and I appreciate you guys all helped me. You know, you guys didn't like, you know, you guys were kind of on me, but not on me. You know, like every time I mention it, I get a good response from either one of you or from any of you, and like that kind of encourages me to keep it moving. But yeah, I'm done. Go on to the next. So
For sure.
Yeah, man.
I'm at like a 10 still.
Yeah, to think about it.
Everybody's
Yeah.
up, man. Everybody's up.
Yo, true say, fam, you know, I'm excited to talk about health and fitness, right? Because I feel like fitness is something that like makes me happy, you know what I'm saying? I don't be working out crazy or nothing like that, but I be playing ball, you know? I be playing ball, I be doing my push-ups. Even fitness, like when it comes to my voice, if you can say that, because like my vocals as a rapper and stuff like that, you know?
100%.
I feel like it all goes like full circle, you know? So I feel pretty good. Yesterday was a good day. I mean, I had a good weekend, you know? My day was all right yesterday, but I feel a lot better today. I see lots of my peoples in the chats right now, you know? Shout out to my cousin there in Newfoundland, Kaylee. I see you, Cuzzo, and everybody else, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all for joining. And, you know, let's build. Let's get it. If you guys want to check in and see how you're feeling, I seen a couple of 9s and stuff like that. So you guys are more than welcome to check in.
I haven't seen nothing lower than a 9 yet.
Yeah,
right. Let us know how you're feeling, man. Drop that in the comments, man. We want to make this interactive.
How you feeling from 1 to 10? 10 being amazing.
Let me give you guys some game already because we've been already having enough people report in. War Love for Unsigned, always a 10. When I see Young Boy Problem, such a great young man, trust me.
Indeed.
Community ambassador, yo. Tegan Davis, that's the homie. What up, Tegan? Tegan says he's a 9.5, getting warm and things getting done. Yup, and love that way. Stay Wavy Montana says he's a 5. Well, I hope that this space can raise your spirit. You know what I mean?
10 push-ups for that.
Come on.
10 push-ups for that. You got to bump that up. At least a 7, bro. 5 means you're on the verge of being angry, upset. It's too early in the week to start like that. Get up, do something, reset your energy.
Yeah, man. We're definitely going to get into some of those techniques and just simple ways that we can just like shift our energy when we're in that kind of funk and that kind of soul. Because not everybody's amped on a Monday. Like I get amped, you know what I mean? So, but not everybody's there. So we're going to talk about some techniques. You know what I mean? I see someone, Stay Wavy Montana in the chat saying did 20 push-ups.
Did 20, okay.
Get that flow going, man. Salute.
Hit me with that 15 extra.
Yeah, man.
Let's
But
get it.
so I know that you know we're under some limited timing because I know Mr. 5 More you know has some clients to deal with later. But I just want to get you know in your perspective of like you know like health and fitness, you know, because like I mentioned in the comments before, you know, with the recent passing of DMX, it has brought this heightened awareness of just like health and wellness and just how can we better take care of ourselves, you know? Sometimes like when it comes to like fitness, it's overwhelming because you know, we're not D's, or, you know what I'm saying? I go on your Instagram, I see you killing it. I'm like, damn, man, this is kind of intimidating, you know? But you know, there's ways to like kind of get over that and really just to kind of start where you are. So I want to get your perspective on health and fitness and just like simple techniques, man, that we can build on.
You know what? The biggest thing is to what you're seeing on Instagram is highlights, right? Like you're seeing a video of the best parts of my workout put together, the most intense parts, because it's meant to get you excited and
Motivated.
and look at it, motivate, like, yo, okay, I feel pumped. Like the workout's not always like that. It's almost never like that the whole way through. I always start slow, start with my warm up, and I get into it. And then of course, as I get warm, I turn it up more and more, right? And then some days are better than others. But I think the first things first is don't think that you have to do anything. All that matters is you showed up. So whether it be 10, 20 push-ups, tomorrow you do the same thing and then try to add an extra 1, 2, 3, maybe 5 more. Just do a little bit of anything and don't worry about what the next person's doing, because the next person didn't just start off where you see them at now. So when people see me killing the gym right now, for myself, I have an advantage. I've been exposed to the gym since I was a little boy. But nobody expects somebody to walk in off the street and just be benching 5 plates and going crazy on legs. You know what I mean? Like, we don't expect that. So, like, as a matter of fact, a lot of people try to come in and they think, that's a very common way of thinking, where they think you have to go too hard, and that's what they're intimidated about. So they get over the intimidation, they show up, but then they show up with like, all right, I gotta kill it. And it's like, most of my job is telling people to take it easy, chill. Let's just take some weight off, do something basic, and then just get you in touch with your body. Make sure your posture is proper before we start worrying about how much we're lifting. You know, it's a lot less intimidating than it looks online. I just like to remind everybody, it's you're seeing my highlights, and not every day is beast mode either. But all you got to do is just show up, do something.
Yeah. Now, like I like how you speak about like posture and stuff, you know, because like with this whole virtual world, we're always in front of computers, sitting down a lot more than usual. You know, what are some simple things that you know our viewers and people who are tuned in can, like, you know, be mindful of and be more aware of?
Listen, every once in a while, you can see, even right now as I'm talking to you guys, I'm hunched over. But every once in a while, you see me reset myself. But do you see the difference right away? What I look like from here talking compared to when I'm here talking?
Right.
Like, it looks a certain way. It feels a certain way. It feels the same way it looks. Every once in a while, just sit up. Open the chest. What's happening is when you're hunched forward, because of here, driving, books, phones, all the chest is getting tight, and then the shoulder gets pinched, more tension gets added to the neck. You just need to, as simple as open the chest. For a lot of people, the chest is tight because they've been like this for so long. Go in between the doorway, stretch your chest open. Even just hold yourself like this real quick, head back, and then pull your arms back. You'll feel the stretch.
Right.
Hold that for a good 10 seconds. And then come down, shake it off. Your body will be like sitting there. It wants to be there. But everyday life, technology makes it easy to come back here, right? So just being mindful and resetting every chance you get. And then, of course, strengthening your back and stretching your chest. So, like, something as simple as rotating open. As soon as my palms go up and I pop my chest, my back is squeezing. So just practicing something as simple as that will help your mind and your connect to the muscles in your back, and then allow your chest to get used to opening. And that goes a long way. And then, of course, like, anything you do adds to it. Anything you do bad versus anything you do good, it goes into a calculator in your body, and then you end up sitting wherever you're most spending the most time. You know what I mean?
I like this, man. This is like real practical. I hope everybody who's watching this is doing the exercises with us. You know, it's simple but effective. You know what I mean? I'm going to plug this into my morning routine, man. You know, so making sure I do that.
Yeah, you know, start off, wake up, first thing in the morning. Move your shoulders around. Open up.
Yeah, loosen up
Loosen
that
up. Move
chest.
your neck around. Move your neck around. Move the arms, because this bicep gets tight because we're always here, writing, driving is always bent. Try to lengthen it. Any kind of movement where you're just breaking the pattern is really good for your body. And then what happens is, because the body will find a lazy, comfortable way to do anything that you're doing over a prolonged period of time, it gets stuck in that position. So you just have to open it up, reset it, and once it gets used to being here, it'll sit there again. But every once in a while, you have to just like do a quick jump start, do something, because your body just adapts to any situation, any habit that you do.
And that's some gems for the people in the chat. You know, like Logic was saying, you know, I hope you're getting a couple stretches in.
Yeah, man.
Up the chest, because those small little things right there can make a big difference. And
Huge.
I really like that you're touching on the small things, because the small things do make the big difference, you know? A lot of people,
100%.
people be thinking they gotta go crazy. You don't gotta go crazy. Like you said, just starting is like half the battle, right?
Yeah, no, man. The little things matter more than the big things. I'm telling you, I see it all the time. People getting fancy, doing all this crazy stuff they see on Instagram, but then they look the same and they feel the same, or they even get injured. It's like, yo, just start slow, take your time. And the basics never stop working. They never stop working. And you can't do the advanced stuff without mastering the basics properly. Otherwise, you're just spinning your wheels in the mud.
Yeah, I really mess with that, you know, just giving people like real actionable items, you know. Literally, we just stretched open our chest and our back, and we did that for like less than a minute. So, you know,
it takes 2 minutes, man, and you can avoid a whole shoulder injury, a whole tweaked neck. It's simple, just do a little bit. It goes a long way. And then the more your mind connects to your muscle, the more you're going to get out of your exercises. Because each rep is going to hit you like 3 of the cheat reps when you're all tight and shrugged up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then, and also, like problems, you rap. So like if your posture is open, your lungs have more room to take in more oxygen. Your voice is going to come out more consistent and more powerful. It's also going to increase your blood flow. So your brain is actually going to work better. You know what I mean? Like, I think everybody needs to add a little bit of fitness to their life, and never mind even fitness, posture correction. Because whether you want to work out or not, you fix your posture up, it's going to help you in every aspect of your life. You name an aspect of your life, I will tell you how posture will help you improve it.
Correct.
No, that's peace, man. Yo, shout out to Owen in the chats, man. He's one of our past students. I see that he's in school, but he wanted to check in.
Owen, bro.
Big up to him, man, for coming through.
What's going on, big dog?
Yeah, man. So I know like Salim, you gotta head out just now, and then we got like Ty coming in.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you, like, when was a time that you were negatively impacted by like health and fitness?
Okay, when I first started competing, I started competing as a way to try to shake myself out of the negative lifestyle I was I was in. So like I actually started competing, getting ready for my first show before I became a personal trainer. Like it was my carrot in front of my face to help me stay on the path.
Right.
To make it a habit and then turn it into a career. I used to get ready for a show, and mind you, I was coming from, the hood life where I was eating maybe once a day. I was smoking more than I was eating.
Right.
And I would go from, I got ready for the show, I was shredded, looking amazing, and then I would just stop training and start eating shit again, and then I put on a bunch of weight. So I would literally put on like 25 pounds within a week after the show.
Wow.
So what would happen is I felt so heavy because my body wasn't used to it that even tying my shoes would make me feel like my head was going to explode.
Right. So
getting through that, I did that a few times where I went from like showtime to slop time, showtime to slop time. And then eventually I realized like I should probably find a balance because it hurts. You start to get knee issues because you put on weight too fast, and you go to play ball like you usually would, but then I jump and my knee is just dead, and that never used to happen. So now I got to a point where even when I'm not competing, I'm always eating clean as I can, but I also will enjoy myself here and there.
Right.
But I used to binge eat, which was the problem.
Oh, okay.
One salad is not going to make you lean, just like one burger is not going to make you fat. You just got to be aware and just keep track of everything. But yeah, that's one way I could tell you is going from one extreme to the other. It was like, okay, it gave me a real sense of I got to fix this. And I did.
Proper, yo.
Great, yo.
Well said.
If that answers the question.
I just want to
great example.
I just want to add into like what you said there about like, you know, how you was doing it and you figured it out, like, yo, this is not working, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, shout out Tati in the chat. She said balance is key. You know,
balance.
Whether it be our mental health, fitness, our habits and stuff like that. It's usually when we realize, yo, this is not working, or like, yo, I'm doing this, but at what cost? You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling better. I'm not progressing. So just for everyone in the chat, man, just remember, like, life, more times we're going to go through struggles. Things are not going to work. But that event of it not working or us struggling could bring us to the next level potentially, so we can be our better self.
Perseverance.
Yep.
Gotta do the knowledge, yo. That's what's up.
There you
Yeah,
go.
100.
That's peace,
Yeah, man. It's the one thing I would like to tell everybody is just don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Worry about what you want, and then just go get it. And don't worry about racing to it. Just move. And if you start off walking, and if that walk feels like you got it under control. Okay, now start to jog. If that jog you start to feel like, okay, you're good, you can maintain that, then start to run. You start to run, you can maintain that. All right, now start flapping your wings, fly away. You know what I mean? And expect the bad times to come. But to be honest, when you start to look at it, like nowadays when I see bad things come, I know I'm going to get through it because I've been through so many bad things that I'm just like, all right, bring it on. Let me show you how strong I am.
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm finished, I usually end up further than I was before that bad thing happened, because whatever it was that happened was usually could have been avoided. And then I learned that in the process.
Right.
So
that's
excuse me
man.
for 1 second, y'all. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries, man. Hey, yo, if there's anybody in the chat that can relate, man, let us know in the comments. You know, anything that's being said, if you can relate to it, agree with, disagree, whatever, man. Let us know. Let's keep this interactive. You know, like, well, what are some of your routines, you know, for health and wellness? You know, I really like the idea of just like starting from walking. You know, that's something that you know, most of us can really do. You know, I know it becomes like able-bodied and all these different things, but for the most part, you know, walking is a really, you know, simple and tangible way of beginning, and then from there jogging and then running, you know. But I think the idea is to move, keep the body movement.
Even if you never start running, let me tell you, walking at a good speed is a good workout after a while. Like, you feel that if you do it long enough. And before I go, I'll tell everyone quick, if you have anxiety, try going for a long walk out in nature by yourself or with somebody that you can speak to that's not negative, and watch how good you feel by the end of it.
That's facts. That's 100%.
I can tell you myself, I've struggled with anxiety before, and since I started running again, I can tell you right now, it's very clear that it has something to do with the movement. I think that the lack of movement that people get in everyday life, our body wasn't designed for that, and I think that's why a lot of this anxiety happens. We have a bunch of energy. The food we're eating is a bunch of calories, which is energy, but then we're not spending it. You may not be sleeping, but you're not moving. We used to hunt our food. Now it's all in the grocery store. We can go buy you know what I mean? Like, just get moving and you're going to feel better. It's not going to solve your problems, but it's going to help you feel better about yourself, which then will help you in whatever it is.
Yeah, no, this is fire, yo. This definitely connects with like health and mental health. And I really like what you said about being in nature, you know, and then being around, you know, just like separating yourself from people who are like, you know, like negative or whatever. But there's something about being in nature that just connects us, that grounds us and brings that peace, which could be like a remedy for anxiety, man. So definitely thank you for sharing that. True indeed, man. True indeed.
100%. I want to speak to something that she said earlier. I thought it was super profound, and it's one of the things that we try and teach, and one of the things that we try and maintain as a philosophy with our programming. Yo, just show up as you are, you know? Like a lot of the
You're
times
good enough.
highlights, a lot of the times we're looking at like the most perfect picture of people doing it. Half the battle is showing up and going from there, you know? I think we underestimate our own ability to adapt. One thing that you're really big on, Salim. I
Yep.
think that we are super, super like enabled when it comes to that I guess context. So again, just showing up and doing what you can and then building from there. Don't psych
You're
yourself
going to
out.
adapt. Either you're going to adapt to the environment or the environment's going to adapt to you. One way or another.
100.
It's going to happen. And a lot of times, what you're thinking is not what everybody else is thinking. So don't worry about it. Half these guys that are jacked are looking in the mirror like, I'm fat. You know what I mean? Even though they look amazing.
Right.
They're still not happy. You're never, you know what I mean? And I think it's a key. Just know that they themselves, they're still in the gym for a reason. So don't worry about them. They're definitely not looking at you trying to hate on you. You'll be shocked. Sometimes they'll be looking at somebody that's not as fit as them, and they're looking like, oh, I wish I had that personality even. I've seen guys that are in amazing shape, but they're a little awkward, and they see me interacting with somebody, and they're like, oh, they just finished lifting like 20 plates, and they're like, I just wish I could interact like you do. You know what I mean? Like, but when I saw them lifting, I was like, shit, I can't lift beside them. I'm going to look like I'm weak. You know what I mean? A lot of times we're in our head. It's not what's going on.
Yep.
But yeah. Guys, thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it, brother.
Before I go, anything before I go?
Nah, like, I think we covered quite a bit, but I don't know if Don, you got something to add on.
I was going to say, yo, please plug yourself because you're an amazing resource, and I'm sure everybody that's in the chat can definitely benefit from connecting with you. So
I appreciate it, brother. And I'm here, bro. I'm here. Let's do it. Let's work.
Yeah, for sure. What's your handle for the people that are in the chat?
Mr. I'm going to write it. Mr. Dot, the number 5, more.
Okay.
I wonder how you got that name, yo, Mr. 5 More. I just picture this guy like after you've already done like 100 push-ups, the man's like 5 more.
Yep. There's always 5 more because your body gives up, your mind gives up a long time before your body does. So I got the name Mr. 5 More because I tend to lie about the reps, not on purpose, just because the body language tells me you got more in the tank. So then it's always 5 more. So 5 is kind of close enough that you're like, all right, and then you finish it, but not too close where you're not getting enough. So if I said 1 more, but then I noticed you still got 5's a good number, and I'll say it like 10 times in a row until.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate
All right, guys.
you,
Thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon.
Take care, bro. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Blessing,
All
brother.
right, brother.
Peace.
Yeah, man, that's peace, man. Mr. 5 More, man. You know, we had the pleasure of him coming through to our boys group. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, good little stretches going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out to my boy Rough Pup, man. What's going on, Pup?
For sure.
What's
Big
going on,
Jamal in the cut. Big Jamal in the cut. What's going on? Jamal Music.
Peace.
Yes, sir. So we have another guest coming on, Mr.
That's right, man.
There he is, right there.
Okay.
That.
I like that. Smooth transitions, man. We getting good at this, man. We getting good. Yo, man. Big up Ty, man. You know, like Crystal's Crowns alumni. We got 2 Crystal's Crowns alumni, man, representing. Amazing individuals doing amazing things in community, man. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So as you see, we're talking about like health and fitness. Well, actually, before we get into that, we got to check in with you, man. How are you doing, brother? How are you feeling on a scale from 1 to 10? Let the people know.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. My morning started off really low, like 4. But I sat down and meditated. You know, spoke some affirmations and actually did something called triangle breath, where you imagine a triangle in your body and you fill up the bottom first and you work your way up the triangle. And I'm feeling like a 9. So it started off low, but charged up, and I'm feeling real good now, you know?
Whoa. I want to, you know what, that relates to today's topic, because we're talking about fitness, but we're also talking about health, and that includes mental health. And I really like the fact that even though you started off low, you had some like techniques and tools, really practical tools to shift your energy and whatnot. So I want you to can you break down like the triangle thing again, you know, for those people? Yeah.
So the triangle breath, the way it works, you imagine a triangle superimposed over the entire body, okay, your entire torso. Okay. So as you're breathing out, imagine filling up just you split it up in 3 sections. So you have the very lowest section, the next section, and then the top section, right? So now you're breathing, try and fill up the entire lower section first. Once that's filled, go to the next section, fill it up completely. Once that's filled, come to the very top, fill that up. And so you do this breathing for inhale of about 8 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds inhale. You'll hold for about 2 to 4 seconds, and then you exhale for about another 10 seconds. And so by doing that type of stuff, it really helps you change your heart rate. And let's say I was feeling a bit of anxiety this morning just because there's a lot of projects I'm working on, and I kind of beat myself up sometimes. Right. And so just to get myself in that headspace, I'm like, okay, my heart rate's elevated. I'm going to lower that by slowing down the breath and by bringing myself back to the present. And that's pretty much the triangle breath. So it's an amazing tool to use, whether if you're not in your head and you want to get back into, if you're in your head and you want to get back in your body, it really helps. Yeah.
In your head and back into your body, yo.
Quick question. So, how long does that process take? Is it like
so
that you have to take out like an hour for, or is it like 5 minutes every day?
Yeah, so pretty much it can be as long or as short as you need. Personally, I took about like 30 minutes of the morning to go through every process, but the triangle breath itself probably took like 5-7 minutes. So you can do it under 10 minutes, and it's really what I do while I'm doing it, which just adds on, is you start to bring awareness to sensations in the body. But that's like part of Vipassana, so that's a meditation that I've talked to Neil about before. I kind of integrate that in a little bit of everything I do. But yeah, it doesn't take long at all. It can, if you need to, it can take 3 minutes, where you're like, I'm going to set a timer on my phone, 3 minutes, triangle breath, and just as many breaths as that 3 minutes allows. And you're like, okay, cool. How do I feel afterwards? And more times than not, you'll feel more charged. You'll feel better than when you started. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yo, thank you for sharing that. I was gonna say we got a comment in the chat. Bryce Martin, shout out to the Jedi. He said, I've heard of box breathing, but he's never heard of triangle breathing. He's definitely going to give it a try, and he says thank you.
Okay, anytime. Thanks for we'd love to hear how it goes. So definitely after you test it, send me a DM and tell me how you felt after.
Shout out to Bryce, man.
That's proper, man. So like, yo, man, release the beast fitness, man. Like this is what you do, you know. But like, there's all these techniques. Like, what can you tell us a time when you didn't have these techniques, and like what that, like, you know, what did health and fitness look like for you?
So when I didn't have these techniques, I guess I was a lot more frenetic. I was a lot more reactive. You know, someone talks to you a certain way, looks at you a certain way, you respond in maybe not the most positive or beneficial way. You're more lashing out at things. Luckily, I did find a lot of these techniques when I was younger. So I learned a lot of these in my teenage years, about 14, 15, 16, when I was like listening to things like Alan Watts or Noam Chomsky or Deepak Chopra, and starting to take in and internalize those tools. Because even with Release the Beast, it's mind, body, and soul. And the idea is, in our day-to-day, there's so many things that are kind of trying to cage us. Okay? They're trying to cage us mentally, they're trying to cage us spiritually and physically, and the whole goal is to release your inner beast and be the authentic you that you are, right? We just happen to do it through fitness, because as we get the body moving in the body right, everything else falls into place. Like you can't have an amazing looking and physical body, but you're not mentally in a good place, because it'll affect the body, whether it comes up in injury, tenseness, you know, lethargy, so you don't have that energy to actually put into getting that physical goal. Like, we have to work on all three. And when I say soul, whether it's spiritual, whatever spiritual is for you, that helps tie everything together, helps tie the mind and the body together. I see it as kind of the glue. that's what we do. So it's optimizing yourself. You just happen to be a fitness company, just happen to do it through getting the baseline, getting your body right.
No, this connects to everything we do, man, because like everything we're doing is about having the ability to respond and not like react, you know. So definitely. But real quick, I just want to give a shout out, man, to I'm Not Cool Rough Pup. You know, it's big up SFA's and been around for years, even when he was a young boy. Yeah, man, we've been doing this since 2004, man. So we definitely seen a lot, still going strong. You know what I mean? So big up to everyone who's like grown with us. You know what I mean? Starting off from the rap, and now we're doing more stuff in community and building with other, you know, amazing individuals, man. So big up to him. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. No, that's proper. I don't know if anybody else has anything to add on or.
I was gonna say, as for Ty, when you're talking about like your whole thing, Unleash the Beast, you know, I really like that, man. You know, talking about like, you know, the mind, body, and the soul, because it's all like there are three different elements, but it's all one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's man important that people, you know, emphasize on the fitness and the health aspect of it, because what we were talking about a little earlier, Logic and Travoy, like in our last sessions last week and stuff like that. Like personally for myself, I feel like fitness and like your overall health is like a physical like manifestation of like your mind, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like how you feel in your mind and in your soul, you know what I'm saying? It shows in your body. So it's like, it's just mad motivating when I see people working out, you know, getting in shape, and also opening the door for other people to learn in that way. Because when you see people in good shape and stuff like that, it kind of gives you a motivation, like, yo, there must be something going on in their mind and in their soul for them to manifest that, you know? So just seeing that physical outcome of that thought process is very inspiring for myself, you know what I'm saying?
That's powerful. Yeah. That's peace.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. It's actually like, it's one of the foundational things that they teach us when we are even going to become personal trainers. The mind, body, soul aspect is like ingrained in fitness, but a lot of people don't necessarily realize that. A lot of people just focus on the fitness, and it's like you're missing out. You have a 3-legged stool and you're missing 2 entire legs. You can't sit, you know.
Understood.
Yeah, no, it's so true. I don't know.
I was gonna.
No. Okay.
My bad.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, before we move on from there, I was just saying, you know, 2 themes that really stick out to me, just even based off of like the way that you introduced yourself, and even like with the beast, you know, just the awareness and the intention, you know, like even. First thing you said, you came on here, you're like, yo, I wasn't feeling too blessed. I was like a 4, but I knew that I could do these 1, 2, and 3s and then really raise my energy. And I feel like just having that awareness on a regular basis kind of keeps you, it's a preventative measure for that responsive, you know, behavior you were talking about before, which is really cool, you know. And then just, you know, just being intentional, like when you were talking about breathing, you know, I don't know how often, like, yo, breathing is free for right now. For right now. Like, you gotta pay for it, but right now it's free. And like on a regular basis, I know me, I don't take deep breaths, you know what I mean? I'll be taking in the least amount of oxygen, you know, just chilling. But you can really like get deep into it, you know? And I feel like, I don't know if I've ever done a triangle breath or anything like that, but like when you take those deep breaths and when you are intentional about breathing, instead of like taking it for granted as like just a bodily function that's just regular and automatic, I think that it makes you a little bit more mindful of the energy that we're using to like produce things, the energy that we're using to manifest. And it's just, it's dope, you know, like we don't ever like stop for a moment and say, yo, my breath, you know?
Yeah, because if you think about it, if you miss a certain amount of breaths, you die. Just straight up. If you miss a certain amount of breaths, you die. So the breath is the lifeblood of everything happening inside the body. It fuels the brain. It fuels every single process that we have. So if we look at even our breathing, and I can show you something real quick, which this also goes to your music and rapping and everything else. First, you breathe deep. And like you want to breathe, like Elliot Hulls is a YouTuber I watch. He says breathe into your balls. Like breathe so deep and push down, like you're trying to push the bottom of your belly out down first. Then you start to breathe around. You start to feel your lower back expand. As you start to come up, you feel the ribs opening up. As you come up more, the chest expands. Everything is filling up. Like imagine a balloon that's starting to get heavy at the bottom and opening and opening and opening. Even the throat opens up wide. And that's a true breath. Because we're so used to, I know that Salim mentioned earlier, when we're like this and we're hunched over, this cuts off our breathing.
Right.
There's no expansion happening here even to let that breath in. When you even have that posture, you're breathing deep first, and you feel it all fill up. Like if you were to try it right now, your posture would also change right away because you need to take that breath. You go down first, see even everything's moving. In your second, in your third, I can't lean forward. I can if I wanted to. And then it's like when you have that much energy inside of you now, you have all of that sitting in you, it goes into all the cells. So then when your cells are moving better, it flows the nutrients through the body better. Once you get those nutrients moving in the bloodstream properly, it goes into your head. And the brain takes up, 20% of the body's resources or something like that? The brain takes up a huge amount of resources and energy and nutrition and everything. So just breathing alone physically takes energy from other places in the body, takes blood from other places in the body, lets it come up into the head. It oxygenates our head. And then that's why we feel good.
Right.
That's why we start to change our state, because then it's like the one thing I really like is emotions are energy in motion. So when we're able to change our state and change the way that we're moving, it changes our energy, which changes the emotions. And breathing is just one of the most simple ways to do it. That's why they say some people get a runner's high.
Right.
Running, I felt so good. We have the energy in motion, but what are we doing when we're running? And you're like, oh wow, my head is buzzing, I'm tingling. I feel good, you know? If you ever try Wim Hof breathing, which like literally you lay there, you do 40 breaths like that, and then you let out a big exhale, and then you try not to breathe for as long as you can, because you've over-oxygenated the body.
Wow.
And there's too much oxygen in the bloodstream. But then you feel a certain way, and it's like, wow, it's literally like you feel high, but it's just off breathing. So whether it's triangle breath, Wim Hof breathing, just even 6 seconds in, hold, 6 seconds out. Like all of these things, they change our state, because like now everything is moving in more fluid, you know?
That's peace, man.
For that breakdown, fam.
Yeah, man. I just want to give a shout out to Kadane real quick, man. That's my homegirl out in Saskatoon, man, Saskatchewan. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, she says also sometimes breathing exercises are just natural breaths focused on and slow down. They have happening naturally in crisis or trauma or other situations unconsciously. So yeah, you're right. Like slowing down the breath definitely, you know, brings things to a more balanced place for sure. So the breath is life. You know, it's connected to our life force. You know, and it's something that we got to be more aware of. You know, so yeah, man, absolutely.
I was gonna say, like, you know, just for everybody who's watching and stuff like that, you know, I really appreciate, you know, the tips from Salim and Ty, because, like, you know, it's the small things, right? Like, we don't really talk about like breathing, you know, and how that affects us. You know what I'm saying? You know, never mind like the fitness aspect and the health aspect, just breathing as a whole, you know. So I like that you're able to like break down and give us some examples and stuff like that. You know, I really encourage, you know, everybody and even myself, you know, once I get off of this, you know, but do some push-ups and do some breathing. You know what I mean? Because more times she's homegirl from Saskatoon, she's right. Like, when I be holding it fresh and I'm in the shower and that steam's hitting me,
right? That's
why I'm like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I start to like recharge, and once the shower's done, I come back in my room. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's what's up. Now I feel good. I'm ready to go for the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Sure.
One thing that a lot of people like, well, Salim mentioned earlier that like fitness is, there's basics you have to go through.
Yeah.
Right? And fitness is so simple. It's so simple. It's like, are you breathing right? Are you eating right? Are you sitting right? Okay, mental fitness. Are you thinking right? Are you trying to feel out your emotions fully instead of trying to hide them away? Like spiritual. Okay, what are you putting out into the world that you actually want to manifest? What do you want to what are you looking towards to guide you or to help you in hard times? What do you call on? And it's like it's things that have existed forever.
Yeah.
Once you actually just set up the discipline, like personal trainers, we're pretty much there to just help people get their discipline and get baseline, help with form, help with specific programming. Like we do a lot of other stuff, but on the base level, it's just, hey, how do we help you get into that first mindset? How do we first get you on board with everything so that everything else is easy? It's like, hey, we have the blueprint and we can customize it to what your needs are, but let's get these basics down. Even when I do an intake on a client, we don't even start talking about fitness yet. I say, hey, how's your week? And tell me on 1 to 10 where it's at. You know? And say, what are you grateful, excited, and proud about in your life?
Wow.
So I can get into I can see who you are first. You do the physical assessment like after an hour of us talking about who you are. And then that's how we're able to actually help people. Because then it's like, well, I understand you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand your troubles intrinsically. And because I understand, I can even say if I'm going to be a good trainer for you or not. Because for me, I'm a great trainer if you started out as a skinny person and you have a hard time putting on weight. Those are the people that get the best results with me. Because I was a skinny person that had a hard time putting on weight.
Right.
If someone that was really big and had to lose it all may be a better trainer for that person. And I can say, hey, it was amazing talking with you. I would love to train you. But I think this trainer might be a better fit because they went through the same experience. But if you really like me and you really like the energy, by all means, we can train together. But when you're going through certain things, I may not have that lived experience to have as much empathy as another trainer could. And those small shifts are also things that change for people, you know, and that help you find a good trainer and help you find that good fit, you know, that good teacher.
Yo, that's peace, man. I just want to take a moment to celebrate you for that. You know what I mean? Because that's an incredible approach. You know, I feel like, you know, not every trainer may have that kind of like mindset because it's like clients and money and, you know, it's like they may not be the best fit, but it's like, hey, man, you came to me, so we're just going to make it happen. But it really just shows like your integrity, your authenticity, because you're showing the value in that person. You know what I mean? Like you're like, okay, well, I may not be the best fit, but here's another option because you want that person to be the best that they can possibly be, even if it's not with you. You know what I mean? So I think that speaks to like your character and your you know, you're just genuine, you know. So big up to you for that, man. That's really refreshing to hear. I like that a lot.
Come on, that's hard, yo. I think one thing that's really like another thing that sticks out to me, you know, just to pull it back to breath, you know, like my Dukes used to say, like prevention's better than cure, you know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of the time we we have these measures to like go into afterwards, but like the same measures that we're using after the fact are the measures that we can use before the fact. I remember like, you know, growing up being in school, I used to have a lot of trouble, a lot of like issues with authority, had a bad temper and all of the things. And like one thing that they always used to come at me is with, yo, just breathe, you know, just breathe. And like hearing that, me personally, I never like realized the value of just breathe, you know. And a lot of the times you're telling me those and I'm just flying over my head, I'm pissed, I'm already breathing, I'm already puffing, you know what I mean? And it's like, you want me to breathe, I'm already breathing, I don't understand how we're going to, like, you know, get something out of this. It's not helping me, you know. But when you break it down as, you know, like intention, you know, our life force, our energy and motion, and like framing all of those things underneath the breath, I feel like, yo, that's such an amazing tool to have, you know, in your back pocket. Because, yo, I don't know if it would have worked, you know, but maybe if I realized how like those breaths would have helped me when they were telling me, yo, just breathe, you know. Right. I definitely probably would have saved myself a lot of, you know, just reaction and a lot of response and a lot of like, you know, just misaligned energy.
Yeah, and that's, you know, there's to touch on that, there's some schools that have started teaching breathing exercises and meditations to kids. And so when we teach it, prevention is better than the cure. If you knew in advance all the things or tested it out and saw how you felt by doing that and someone walked you through it, then when they're saying just breathe, it would be like, oh yeah, I know why. Because sometimes we don't, like, we can't do things if we don't have the understanding. Like, even for me, like, you tell me, go cross the street, I'm like, why am I crossing the street? I don't want to do that. But if it's like, cross street because da-da-da-da-da, then I'm like, all right, cool. You're looking out for me, and I appreciate that. I'm going to do it. Because, you know, I have a bit of a rebel spirit, you know? So even if someone's trying to help you, they may be telling you all the right things, but it's like, your delivery may be like, just breathe. I said breathe. Come on, breathe. And it's like, you're making it worse. You know?
Right.
It may come at you calm. Hey, come on, just breathe. But it's like, you're pissing me off because you're so calm and telling me to breathe. And I'm already breathing. What do you want from me? I'm here. I'm breathing. Now, what do you want? And it's like, okay, how do we breathe? And then when we have the tools in advance and we know why and how, because if you can breathe faster, because if they're just saying just breathe, okay, fine. And now I'm charged up. I can even just that. I can start to feel the energy going into my fingertips.
Right.
Yeah.
I can start to feel the energy flow through the body. It's like, that's not going to help when you're trying to calm down. You're going to feel more like just moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real, man, because it really does go back to like the understanding and that explanation. That's something that I've learned from my kids. You know what I mean? I can't just tell them, like, you know, turn off the iPad or whatever. You know, I got to give them a reason. And then they're like, okay, I get it. You know what I mean? So like explanation, having that knowledge, wisdom, understanding is something that's like super important because that helps foster like the actions, you know, part of that. I just want to go into the comments real quick. You know, big up to Kadeem, as she's all up in this. She mentions that a lot of this information has been colonized and monetized. So it's so important for these discussions to happen to share with young people. I mean, I feel like you can speak to a lot about that. You know what I mean? The colonization of this type of information and monetizing rather than just getting it out because it's just the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Could you speak to that?
Yeah, a lot of it's behind paywalls. So a lot of the tools that I use, like Tony Robbins, you know, I went to a course in 2019. It cost like $1,200 for an evening. And it's like, I learned so many tools there, but it's like to be there and to experience how to change your state physically. Like he had to jump in with the hands up in the air and yelling and all sorts of stuff. And it's like, okay, but where else do you do that? Or how many other people actually have you do that? You know, it's through so many books. I have a lot of books that I go through, and it's like, okay, if I'm not reading it to find the specific things, or it's like there's certain things you can research, like nonviolent communication, which if they use that to teach you the breathing, you'd probably receive it a lot better. But it's like this 3-hour-long lecture that's so boring that they have it on YouTube now, but there's not a lot of views on it.
Right.
The content's not readily available. So either it's behind a paywall, you don't even know where to look to begin with.
Yeah.
It's buried somewhere in a bunch of literature, and it's not readily given to our communities and shared with people that need the most. So it's like a lot because I grew up going to a French school. I was one of the few black kids, which was an interesting experience on its own. I could see how parents were with their kids and how they talk with their kids. Even once I learned that, like a middle class compared to a lower class household, there's like a language difference about 30,000 words. So just by changing the class, we have access to 30,000 less words. So we look at that, and it's like you don't even know the words to look for to begin the search for the tools that are going to help you. You don't even, it's in the area of I don't know that I don't know.
Right.
So you can't even begin to say, like, I can say I don't know astrophysics, but I know that it exists, so I can go and do research and learn about it. But if there's some next level science that I can't even say what it is. I have no idea that I don't even know it, so I can't even begin to look for it. So it's like, that's part of the problem that we have, where it's like, there are these things that are in place that make it harder. And even they took literacy out of the school system. And this was a while back. I'm not sure if it's still, if they kept it out, but actually teaching kids to read. They expect the parents to do it before they get to school.
Wow.
Right.
So now if you have a lower income household, the parents are working, they don't have time to give the kids the tools. So because now the internet's there, everything is readily available, but now you don't even have the ability to go in, look for the thing you want, to understand what direction you want to go for, describe the thing you're trying to say,
Right.
you know, and then find the exact pieces of things that'll help you. Because now it's a little bit easier to access.
Right.
But there's just so much noise on the internet that it's still harder to access. You have to know what you're looking for. Nowadays, it's good to have a guide to even say, what is nonviolent communication? You know, as a tool to use to share with someone, hey, I want to help awaken what is alive in you, and I want you to be happy, and I want to give you this gift of breathing, and I want you to be able to receive it in a way that you can actually utilize it. And instead of just breathe, just do this. Well, I see that you have a need for calmness and understanding, and you're frustrated right now, or you're upset about something. You have a need for serenity, and I'd like to share this tool with you that'll help you get to that place. Even speaking that language is something like I still have to practice. I watch, and I'm talking about it because like me and my girlfriend watched a video on it yesterday so that we can refresh. I watch it every couple of years, but it's like that type of thing where it's like, how do we use those tools? And say, well, I want to share with you. I want you to read this many books. Why? I don't even like reading. Well, I want you to read these because it'll help increase your vocabulary. When you have a wider vocabulary, the mind can work better. The mind has more places to go. Like it frees you. That's why they say like reading opens up different worlds to you, because it frees you to be able to see more, to be more than just where you are. Right? There was this one writer, I don't remember her name, but she was talking about she used to love reading a young Black author, a female Black author, and she was saying she loved the idea of apples and snow and all this stuff, but she's in Africa. She's never seen snow. She's never seen apples.
Right.
But her imagination was opened up from these books to say, oh, this is a whole other world that actually exists out there that I knew nothing about before.
Right.
But now, because I was able to have these tools, because I was able to read, because I can now research, because I can now explore, it's like you have more that you can do. There's more in your toolbox. So I would say to tie it in, I would say to tie it all in order to reverse the effects of oppression, in order to reverse the effects of how things have been colonialized and kind of taken away, you know? We're stolen from Africa, and so much other stuff is stolen, because even a lot of this breathing stuff is straight out of Africa. A lot of it. And it's like, how do we fix it? Okay, well, conversations like this, where it's like, hey guys, I found some tools, maybe you guys will find it as valuable as well. And then you tell someone, and you tell someone, everyone shares it.
Yes.
And that's how we start to inseminate it into the society, into the culture. Or if it's like, hey, we have our community, and we're starting with 10 people, but because of the +1 effect or +2 effect, those 10 people will help inseminate it into the rest of everyone else.
Indeed.
It makes it so much nicer. So I guess that's the kind of a solution that I'm thinking of that we could do, instead of like, yeah, well, this was a problem. Okay, what are we going to do about it? Well, this is how we're going to fix the problem. This is the best way to fix it. Like, share it, talk about it. Send this stream to other people. If it's live afterwards, send this to other people and be like, hey, there's some gems in here that you're going to want to hear. Like, even the awareness of what's happening with literature, or literacy, everything else, on top of, hey, go back to the breath.
Yep.
Take a moment. Breathe if you're frustrated watching this because it's a little long. Just, there must be one thing I can learn from this. Maybe 1 to 5 things I can try and pull from this stream and like add to my life and share with other people, you know?
Yeah, indeed, man. No, I appreciate it, man. Don, I don't know if you want to get into the, there's some comments in the chat, if you want to follow with that before we wrap up.
For sure. We rock off with the strength of each one, teach one. So that's all games that we're all familiar with, you know? We have these so that each one of these people can go off into their community and make changes there. Let's see. So Jamal Music says facts. We got to be proactive versus reactive. Kadane says informed decisions. She says my daughter's school does, and she's always calling me out. Yep, kids. The understanding is so important. You can't do nothing in front of kids, eh?
Right.
You have the autonomy when you know why and how.
Yes.
Deacon Davis says, most times when I was told to breathe, I had to slow down my breaths. Yeah. Maybe before we leave, Ty, you can talk about maybe like the effects of fast breaths versus the effects of slow breaths.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where that means.
Yeah.
Tegan Davis also says Operation Prefrontal Cortex is an organization that works to get meditation in schools and other institutions. I saw Director X talk about it a couple of years ago. Hey man, just keep rocking with us. Director X and Prefrontal Cortex is close associates of what we're doing here. They know what's going on, and it'll only be a matter of time before you hop on one of these calls and see Director X in here.
No doubt.
She also says, Kadane, you guys need to make a guide workshop. It's already started in this discussion. Hey, man.
There we go. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
That's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Jamal Music says, expanding upon your horizon, for sure.
All right.
Thank you, man. Shout out to the comment section. You know, this whole video we've been about like 15 strong, you know what I mean, with 10 solid people that's always there. So shout out to y'all. You know, we're super thankful and appreciative to have you guys enjoying this space, learning, you know what I'm saying, sharing your insight, and just keep it going, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. So I guess like to close, you know, we get Ty to, you know, really, you know, show us the difference between like the slow breaths, the fast breaths, and yeah, man, go ahead.
Okay. So, we can hop into that, and you know what? Let's do it by testing it. Okay. So let's do this together. So let's say we do a slow breath first. Okay. So we're gonna set a baseline.
Right.
So you want to focus on 6 seconds in,
Okay.
hold for about, let's say 2 to 4 seconds, and then 6 seconds out.
Okay.
Repeat that. Let's do 10 breaths like that. Okay.
All right. Everybody, man, everybody.
Everybody, if you're in the hearing of this voice,
all of
then you
y'all
can follow the instructions.
Yeah. So you know what? I don't have a timer here, but I'm just gonna count my fingers because I'm gonna breathe with you guys. Okay.
All right, let's go.
All right.
So we're gonna do deep breath in, hold, deep breath out. Okay.
All right.
So 3, 2, 1, first breath. Hold. 6 seconds out. Okay, first breath. How do you feel after that first one? We got 9 more to go. Let's see how things change.
Wow. I already feel it, man. Just off that one.
Right? Yeah. Okay, deep breath in. Remember, deep first and then expand. Okay?
Right.
Let's go. Second. Hold. Out. Okay, second breath. Let's go to 5. I'm already feeling a change from 2 of them.
Yeah, really.
Okay, so let's go. Hold. Out. Last 2, in. Hold. Out. And last one. Hold. And out.
Wow.
So let's get a baseline. How does your energy feel after that breathing for 5 of them?
My head feels light, like not light in the I'm lightheaded way, but like light in like, yo, I didn't feel like I had a lot of oxygen up there, you know? Like,
Right.
Okay, so that's slow breathing. And so whether you do triangle breath, square breath, whatever you want, if you're doing it for times like that, 5-10 minutes, you will feel a much deeper change because you did this for 5 breaths. Now imagine 10 minutes of that. You feel great afterwards. Like, it's hard to feel bad. You know.
Yeah.
Let's do fast breathing. Okay. Let's see the difference between fast breathing and slow breathing. But before we do that, I want you to take awareness of what's happening in, like, what do you feel in your physical body? Do you feel buzzing? Do you feel tingly or no tingle? Like, do you feel warm? Do you feel cold? Just take a quick check in to see what's happening in the body. Okay. And then let's go for fast breaths. It's gonna be in and out. Okay. Like.
Okay.
You ready? And just once we finish this, we're not going to do it for too long, but I want you to take, once again, awareness of what's happening in the body. Okay? So we're going 3,
everybody,
2, 1, fast breath. Okay, how do you feel now? Because for me, I feel a different kind of lightheaded. My fingers are kind of buzzing.
Feel buzzing,
my gums feel a little bit cold.
Yeah,
my head is moving. You know, like I feel like my head space is like doing this.
Yeah, I feel hot.
Yeah.
Everything is kind of buzzing, you know.
I feel like a stronger like circulation though. Like I feel like things are like really moving through my body.
Yeah. So we can use them both for different times. Okay. Fast breath is not necessarily a bad breath. It's still a breath. Yeah. A fast breath can be used for, I want to charge up. It's cold outside. I want to warm up. I want to get more oxygen in the body quickly, but I want to get moving. A fast breath when you're upset and now you want to get moving is probably not a good mixture. Like, you know? Like, you know, a fast breath when you're angry at someone, you're looking in the face, you're like, you might want to, you know, it might not be the best tool then.
Right.
But there's time and place to use that tool. Slow breath. Remember the feeling of the slow breath. When you're really angry and you're feeling like you're feeling on the edge of something, you want to slow it down, that slow breath is going to be the tool. So the difference between fast breath and slow breath, they both have benefits. They both have, you should use them at certain times. Right. And just be aware of when is the time to use it. For me, and for a lot of people, if you're feeling anxious, breathing fast is not going to help you. When you're feeling angry, breathing fast is not going to help you. If you're feeling sad, breathing fast might help you.
Right.
Because then your energy is dropping and it's low and it's not at a high frequency already. You want to come back to your mid-ground. So breathing fast might help you with if you're feeling really depressed. That's why jumping jacks, Tony Robbins says jump with your hands up and down, yelling and breathing. That's why they help us feel a little bit better. So that's the difference between fast and slow breath, and when to use those tools, because it's always a valuable tool to use.
Yo,
respect, man.
Powerful, man.
Thank you very much.
I guess that was powerful, man. Like real tangible tools, man. Before we sign off, Mars, I don't know if you want to get the comments in the chat. People are going in.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So we got Tati. Shout out to Tati. Thank you for another informative conversation today. I learned a lot and I'm inspired. I'm gonna go dedicate time to my mental, physical, and spiritual self after this. Shout out to you, man. You already know. I'm glad that it's valuable and you can take something from it. You know what I'm saying? Walter Kadane, if you can't hold for 10, as long as you can hold and build your way up.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Jamal Music, shout out Jamal. Joke is, mans would do this for their vocal exercises. I was just doing it for breath control. Never thought to use it as a relaxing technique or focus on how it made me feel per se. Respect. Symbol like one said #Jebs. You already know. Each one teach one, you know. And Kadane said the sniffles, breath after a good cry. Yeah.
Right?
We all know about those.
We all been there, man. We all know.
They make you feel better a little bit. Okay. You know?
Yo, that's facts, yo.
Shout out to our wonderful comment section and the people that have been with us this whole video and, just been sharing their insights, and tuning in. You know what I'm saying? You guys give us energy. You guys give us the platform to share with y'all. So, you guys are just as, we're all learning from each other, and we're all like adding on together. You know what I'm saying? So it's a solid foundation that we got going on here. And thank you, Ty, for coming through and spreading your light with us, bro. I really appreciate it.
Always.
Thanks for having me. You know, it means a lot, and I'm grateful for all of you guys. Grateful to everyone watching, and I look forward to sharing some time with you guys in the near future too. This was a lot of fun.
Man. This is all family vibes, yo. Appreciate that.
Already know.
Yeah, man. So, yo, everybody come join us, man, every Mondays, man, for our weekly check-in, 11 a.m. to 12. You know, you good, fam? You know, we just want to make sure that everybody's good. You know, create that space, man. Make sure that this knowledge is accessible. And those are one of the reasons why we want to do this, because like we have these conversations on the regular, you know, in our classes and programs, but we really want to put this out there for everybody, whoever wants to connect and listen and build and share. So that's what it is, man. I don't know, Don, if you got some last words for us.
Hey, man, yo, honestly, I'm feeling inspired. I'm feeling energized, you know, so those are the type of vibes that we try and set off every Monday with. This is the most, I feel like, pivotal moment to affect the rest of your week. And if we go into it within like the right energy and the right like mindset, then I feel that we have the upper leg on everything, you know, like we're in a better advantageous spot to take care of all of our goals. So I appreciate Ty for coming through. I appreciate Salim earlier. I appreciate everybody in the comment gang, because like Mars was saying earlier, you know, like that response and that engagement, that's what gives us that energy to continue doing this. So
straight up,
it's all love, and we'll catch you next time.
That's right.
Ty, plug yourself.
All right, man. We out, man. We out.
Ty,
Next week.
wait. Ty, plug
Okay.
yourself.
Okay, so you can find me at Ty Aarons. That's TYEAARONS. Literally everywhere. And the company is called Release the Beast Fitness. It kind of looks like Street Fighter because we're trying to make a game out of stuff, you know? But yeah, Release the Beast Fitness for any fitness and training needs. But follow me at Ty Aarons for everything: fitness, finance, lifestyle, everything. Just so you can level up. The goal is to level up. So that's what we're doing.
Love that, man. Yo, well, we may have to have you on next time for the finances now. You know what I mean? And really, because I'm trying to get into like cryptocurrency and like, you know what I mean? But anyways, man, we're going to bring it. We're going to make sure that this knowledge is accessible. We're building for the people, man. I just love this vibe, man. So appreciate everybody. No doubt.
Everyone have a good week. You know, every Monday at 11, top of the morning, man.
We'll be back.
And we out, man.
Yo, peace.
Peace, y'all.